And then, suddenly, the foresight of his kindred came to him, and he said, "But lo, Master Elrond, the time of your abiding runs short at last." We have come to the end. It seemed so long when it started, and finally, Pycon 2017, yet another one of these wonderful conferences, is very nearly in the bag. I have a few final reminders to give you, and then your Pycon will be complete. If you are sprinting, then you have several more days of hanging out with a fraction of the people here, working together for the first time or as a veteran of some open source project that you'll get together, a documentation project that you'll be helping out with over the next few days. If you're staying for the sprints, then when we close here in a minute or two, there'll be 10 minutes for everyone to mill around and leave the room if they're not involved in the sprints, disperse into the city. People who are doing sprints stay here, and all of the sprint leaders will be coordinated by Kushal Das leading that effort in order to get them to describe their projects to you and help you get coordinated on helping to start the process of choosing a project and knowing where to go in the morning. And also there'll be other sprint events this evening that Kushal will tell you about when he starts up. If you registered for the closing dinner, we would love for more of you to show up this year. It is at the Portland Art Museum at 6:30 p.m. Check your registration. If you paid us money, come eat the food. It's over on the other side of the bridge. Google Maps should get you there. And look forward to seeing you there. There's information on the website if you need the address. And then finally, I believe you can show up a little earlier, but 9 a.m. is when coffee is served each day to kick off each sprint day, so you can at least show up that earlier, and again, Kushal will have more information. I spoke to our hardworking registration people and learned the total count for this year of people who had main conference registrations or were present at the main conference. In 2015, we had more than 2,900 people in Montreal. The first year here, 2016, we had 3,200 people. And I'm happy to announce that this year was yet again a record, 3,391 of you. Having taught a number of people Python before in different industries and businesses, I'm acutely aware that most Python programmers never come to a conference. Their interests or family situation or professional situation never lead to that. We're such a tiny fraction of the people trying to solve the world's problems with this language, but I'm very happy that this many of us were able to show up, encourage one another, and learn over this weekend. I had an announcement from the PyLadies auction last year. It was around $16,000. I think the economy might be coming back. You were very generous this year, or you just really wanted the objects. This year, you helped raise a total of $21,275. Pycon 2018, if after doing this to yourself you decide you want to do it again, May 9th through 17th, put it on your calendars, in Cleveland, Ohio. This time, it has been in Chicago before, but this is the first time the eastern side of the Midwest will get to host. We always amortize the cost of a new city and the hotel contracts and everything over 2 years, which is easier on our organizers and also financially more advantageous. So also 2019, May 1st through May 9th, will be in Cleveland, Ohio, if you plan ahead that far. But what are you going to do next? Many people, both first-time attendees and long-time attendees that I talk to, don't want to go an entire year between being at a conference, learning more, teaching more, and being part of this bigger community. Look for meetups in your area, regional conferences, national conferences in the country that you live in. Special interest activities, SciPy conferences, PyData conferences, GeoPython, Plone conferences, Django Girls events, and all of the other really great meetups and get-togethers and events that you can find, that you can contribute to and learn from at the same time. For people who live here on this continent, or just like visiting, some of the ones in this area that I've been asked about and been recommending to people: Pi Ohio in late July, Pi Gotham in New York in early October, Pycon Canada. Actually now, it looks like they're going to pull together 2 conferences in Canada this year. Pycon Canada itself will be moving from Toronto and will be in Montreal. And I'm already on the mailing list. I don't know if I'll make it, but I did get on the mailing list for Pi Cascades, which I believe will be happening in Vancouver. And I've heard many great things, though I've never yet personally gotten to attend Pi Tennessee, which tends to be each year in early February. Whether you live on this continent or another one, whether it's easy for you to travel a long way or not, I hope you'll find really, really interesting ways to connect with this community over the coming year. And as usual, the very last thing we will do is to thank our volunteers who worked long hours leading up to the conference, depending on their role, long hours at the conference, some of whom I have spoken to who did not see a single talk, and every one of whom paid, like you did, to attend and support the PSF in this effort. All of your speakers, by the way, also paid to come to the conference like you did, because it's a community conference. All of us are contributing to the rental of the space and our ability to be here together. And so, let us thank all of the volunteers who worked in infrastructure, at the registration desk, at the swag stuffing, at the Pycon dinners, at the charity auction, who helped with the 5K run. And stand up if you helped with any of those things. And keep standing as we add the people who helped with the Young Coders, the Education Summit, the Language Summit, with international travel, with the mobile guide, the testing BOF, the volunteer coordinators, all of the volunteers who helped with the sprints, the open spaces, startup row, the session staff, all of you stand up. Financial aid, lightning talks, accessibility, the posters committee, the tutorial committee, the program committee, diversity outreach, the tech leads, publicity, sponsorship, captioning, the co-chair, the event coordinator, and our director of operations. We thank you all. And that's the end. Thank you all for coming. You are dismissed.